Thanks to those joining me live, to those that will be joining me on Archive DStyle. Here, if you listen to Archive, leave a comment, tell me what you think. Check this out. We're just 30 seconds away from stoppage time here, and Sweden is just right outside of the box, getting ready for this free kick. Let's see if they can at least score a goal here and give themselves a glimmer of hope in stoppage time. We're also going to see how much stoppage time can be given. There's 7 seconds and left in regular time. We'll see what happens here. 90th minute, and I don't know where this dude kicked at. He kicked that ball like up, in the nosebleeds. Okay, that was nowhere near the goal. So they're still down 0-2, and we're already in stoppage time. Great game by England. Gotta admit, man, it's a great game by England. Sweden didn't look good in this game. Gotta be honest. Overall, they played a solid game. They might very well make it to the final. We'll see. I think so. 5 minutes of stoppage time has been given, and we're now 1 minute into stoppage time. 4 minutes. Sweden has 4 minutes to score to go through. Sweden has to attack all out, because they might end up losing 0-3, but they got to go all out to try and get a goal here. But offsides has been called on Sweden. It looks like England's going to win this year. I mean, I don't see Sweden coming back whatsoever. 3.5 minutes left in the game, and England has the ball right now. We'll see where this goes. Fighting for possession going on. England with a very, very good game. Gotta admit, Ken Heat. Nobody really is getting possession here. They're just kicking the ball around. No time to establish anything. And ball's getting kicked around the field right now. 2.5 minutes left. This is a tough loss for Sweden. We've had such a good tournament. And for them to go scoreless in this game, especially when there were some close calls, but in the end, they were scoreless by the looks of it here, right? England has possession of the ball again. The keeper kicks it all the way midfield, and we've got 2 minutes left in this game. And you've got the ball. Some blatant fouling by and a yellow flag to Sweden. And Sweden is sad. Kane got tackled. Free kick by England, just right outside the box, dangerous spot. And doesn't really matter though. They're going to take their sweet time. We're going to go to the 94th minute. We're still going to get the free kick. This game, it's a wrap. This game. England actually took it to kill some time here. It took that time to kill some time. There's 40 seconds left. Ball's in the middle of the field. Possession by Sweden. They come swing down the flanks. Headed away by England. It's going nowhere. Look at that. England's got the ball. England's coming in. Incoming. We take it back to the middle of the field. We're at the 95th minute, and it is a wrap. It is a wrap for Sweden's ass. England wins. England goes to the semi-finals. Impressive victory for Sweden. Gotta admit, very impressive. They look good. If there's ever been a World Cup where England can make an impact, this was it. I mean, look at them, right? They're in the semifinals. There's a very good chance we might get two teams from the same group. In this case, Belgium, England, meeting in the finals. It's possible, right? I don't believe that's ever happened, not to my knowledge. Where two teams from the same group meet in the final. I don't know if that's ever happened. So that was some, man. I did predict England to win, but I think they played better than I thought they would. And I think a lot of people that are, been kind of, well, England will, at some point they'll be eliminated. Just watch. Like there's been a lot of that talk. Well, you got to give them credit here. They did make it to the semifinal, and you could argue, and you could say, well, look, the right side of the bracket was weak, but when you really think about it, right? And as far as England goes, they had to play Colombia, okay, a Colombia that caught fire. You know what I mean? And you may say, wow, look, the best player was out. Okay, I get it, but at the end of the day, it's still Colombia, okay? And then Sweden's been playing really good, man. Sweden eliminated Italy from the World Cup. Sweden destroyed Mexico 3-0. Sweden won their group, right? So at the end of the day, they defeated Switzerland, pretty solid team. So England, controlling this game like they did, winning 2-0 is impressive. Okay, it takes them to the semifinal, and it's fair to say that they've earned that spot at this point, right? Getting past their group, getting past Colombia, getting past Sweden. It's fair to say that they've earned this position. Okay, and now they're going to face the winner of Croatia and Russia, right? And Croatia is a tough match, right? That is a tough game for England, right? It honestly is. But the way England played today, they have an excellent chance of beating Croatia, right? So far, out of 3 quarterfinal games, I've gotten 2 correct, right? Because Brazil got eliminated, right? So I'm expecting Croatia to win, so I can at least be 3 out of 4, okay, which won't be bad. As of right now, this moment, I'm sticking with France as my pick to go all the way. They were my default pick once Brazil got eliminated, right? So I'm rolling with France. You could accuse me of just picking the favorites right now, but that's fine. But I just think France is on fire. So Mbappe is going to give a lot of teams, problems, man. Plus, on the set pieces, France is a problem. France is a problem from the outside. Shooting long range, they're a problem. Like they got the long distance snipers. They got dudes that would be poachers inside. I mean, France is an assault weapon. Okay, a weapon of mass destruction when it comes to offensively, right? Now, defensively, they're going to have some issues, and I think Belgium's a tough game, right? I mean, these are some very interesting games. They're matchups that a lot of people weren't expecting. Everybody expects the following in the semifinals. Okay, they expect Brazil. They expect Argentina. All right. They expect some South American team there at least. They expect Germany. You know, Germany is expected to be there. You know, at least in the quarterfinals. They're expecting Italy, right? It's just a different year. It's a different feel. Everything's just different, right? So I got to give props to England, right? Even though I set this out in the open, I got nothing to hide, right? That I know it's unfair to the English soccer team, but or football team. I'll be respectful enough to say that, okay? But to say that when I think of England, I think of Eddie Hearn and AJ, right? So I want them to lose. I'm being honest about that. But at the end of the day, I still got to give them credit for playing a very good game, right? Look at that. Look at that header, man. I mean, England is dangerous. And I also believe that they found this confidence. You know, man, they're in the mix, man. I think they're going to make it to the final. I believe England's can go all the way to the final. And in that final, it's anybody's ball game, man. I know I got France winning, going all the way, but it's still anybody's ball game here. But we'll see. Got to give him credit. I can't not give him credit. You got to give the guy some credit here, right? Give England their credit. You know, a lot of you were saying that they weren't going to make it far. Okay. A lot of you guys were saying, "Oh, England's not going to make it far. It's England." Like, you know what I mean? You guys got to give them some credit here. Great game. All right. Great game. All right, let's pull up the chat here. We're really quick. Let's see. Mr. Natty Turner's in the house. Look at this. So I know McGuire and did score. Who scored the other goal? It wasn't Sterling, but I'm trying to find who scored the other goal here. I forgot who scored the second goal. Oh, shit. I know it wasn't Sterling. Black Land Caesar can't believe Brazil lost. Jamie Childs, 2006. Ali here. Okay, there you go. That's who scored the other goal. 2026 World Cup, USA, Mexico, and Canada will make semifinals. Canada? Okay, are you kidding me? Bro, Canada's not good at soccer, man. Like I'm telling you right now. I still can't believe they won that one World Cup a couple years back. I can't believe that. I can't believe I don't even care what the circumstances were. I forgot what the circumstances were, but I don't know if USA and Mexico and Jamaica were playing their B teams or whatever, but I have no idea how Canada won that Gold Cup. But Canada's just not good at the sport. They got from here to 2026 to outsource. That's what Canada has to do. Okay. They got to go to South America, Africa, and outsource. I know they speak French in Canada. They might have to convince some of these B team squad people from France to join over. Okay, right? That's what Canada should do. It's just because Canadian-born players are few and far between. Okay, I'm not saying they're not out there, but just compared to the world, they're not at par, right? If Canada makes it to the semifinals in 2026, I wouldn't even know what to say about that. Okay, I just don't. All right, wait a minute. Hold on, testing. Can you guys hear me good right now? I just realized that my mic was unplugged. I just realized that right now. I'm gonna sit next to the computer, so I don't Canada team will play with hockey sticks. It's Jamie Chavez. Hey, Jamie Chavez, can you hear me? Are you able to hear me clearly? If not, I'm going to have to start this whole video again. All right. Did you hear a difference like a minute ago? Because I don't know. I just realized my mic was unplugged. Interesting. Okay. Well, it is what it is. As far as Brazil, Black Man says I can't believe Brazil lost. Well, I can't believe it either. Okay. I expected a tough game, but I didn't expect what happened. What's happening with Brazil, all right, teams don't fear them anymore. That's what's happening to Brazil. They used to be like this. Like when I was growing up, like the way people would talk about Brazil was different than now, right? It was just different. When I was growing up, I remember my grandfather would talk to me about the sport, right? And no. Admittedly, my grandfather was more into baseball, right? In his time, baseball was bigger in Mexico than soccer, believe it or not. Okay. But soccer around the 70s, especially when the World Cup was hosted there, really started to kick off in Mexico. But that aside, especially in the 80s and so on and so forth. But he would talk to me about soccer, and he would talk about the Brazilians. He'd be like, "Oh, son los magos de la pelota." Like, you know what I mean? Like the Brazilians are the magicians of the sport. Like they do wonders with the ball. Like the way they would talk about people would talk about Brazilians playing soccer. Just that mystique. Like, oh, they're born with a soccer ball, and like, you know what I mean? Like they're casting spells on other teams with that ball. Like, whatever it is. The teams would always, when they would see those yellow jerseys, would almost be in awe. Like, you know what I mean? Like the teams would admire the work of the Brazilians while the Brazilians outplayed them and scored on them. Like that's aside from the powerhouses, like aside from like a Germany or an Italy or something like that, or an Argentina. Aside from that, the majority of the world was in awe by Brazil. That mystique is gone. Okay. And whatever little mystique there was left, the Germans destroyed it 4 years ago. That 7-1 loss was devastating. Because not only was it embarrassing, because it was obviously an embarrassing loss. They lost 7-1, right? Not only was it embarrassing because they were eliminated in the World Cup and it was in their home country. It was the worst semifinal loss ever, worst home country team ever lost, whatever it is. And by the way, guys, just let me know really quick about the sound. Because if I'm moving around here with the mic, I want to make sure the mic's working. But it just seems to me like, and honestly, that mystique is gone. Brazil, just, people still consider them a powerhouse, one of the top teams, but it used to be like Brazil and everybody else, Like that's just, it's like when Brazil lost in 98, that was shocking. Like when France beat them. I mean, look, people came up with conspiracy theories as to why Brazil lost. Oh, they lost because the French, they poisoned Ronaldo, like whatever it was, right? They couldn't believe it. People had a hard time processing why Brazil didn't win. And in 2002, boom, Brazil won, right? And then from then, since 2002, little by little, that mystique has started to wear off, right? And even things people used to say, oh, when you watch Brazil play, it's just different. Like, you know what I mean? It's like they're destined to win every year. And like it's always like that talk is over, right? And to be honest, that's a legacy that Pelé left behind, and guys like Ronaldo, Roberto Carlos, Ronaldinho, like that's a legacy they left, and it just hasn't followed through. And I don't think the world has caught up. And with today's technology, so many countries, look at Belgium now, look at Croatia, so many countries are just getting a lot better at it. Like everybody's got to start stepping up, including Brazil. Like that mystique for Brazil is gone. Like teams used to go into the field, see Brazil cross the field, and be like, "Damn, that's Brazil. We're not gonna win, but let's see if we could put up a fight." Like that's like the mentality they had. That is gone, right? And I know that because I remember when Mexico would play Brazil when I was a kid, and we were just happy to be there. Like we were just happy to be in the same field as them. Now we're legitimately just trying to beat them. Like like it's just different now. So for whatever it is, that mystique is gone. The mystique is gone. Teams don't fear Brazil anymore. They don't. They're not in awe by them anymore. Those yellow jerseys don't intimidate them anymore. They just don't. Teams are not in. They probably respect Brazil. They probably respect their game and stuff like that. But they're saying, "Hey, we're better. Let's go out there and beat them." And a team that had that mystique, in all honesty, and they've already lost it as soon as they got it, was Germany. I mean, Germany built a reputation in the last World Cup after what they did to Brazil, after they went in there, beat Argentina in the final with the best player in the world at the time, Messi. They made a statement. They won the World Cup. They dominated the Confederates Cup with their B team or whatever they were saying. Okay, all right, all of their youth team won that. Like we didn't even send our best team, right? So there was a lot of hype on Germany. Was, in all honesty, people were saying Brazil, but to me, Germany was the favorite. And then it was lost. The mystique is gone. Like that, Germany doesn't have that anymore. Now people are like, "Bro, you lost to Mexico in opener. Like, I don't fear you." That's why you saw Sweden. They went and punched them in the mouth, and it took a miracle go at the end for Germany to win. And then freaking South Korea was like, "We don't fear you. Like, yeah, you're Germany, but we're not scared of you." Like, look at what happened, right? So it's the mystique for Brazil's gone. Germany was the one closest to gaining something like that, and that's gone. I know now people are talking about all the problems that Germany had. Okay, I'm here. I don't know a lot about this, to be honest. Maybe some of you do know more about it, but what the hell's a bling bling gang? I don't know what that is. Is that like a clique within the German team that's causing problems? I don't know what it is, but there was no talk about the bling bling gang before this World Cup that I heard of anyway. I'm sure it was out there, but I didn't hear anything about it. And all I heard was Germany could have 3 teams in this World Cup, and 2 of them will make it to the final. Like they will all win their group. Like it was just ridiculous hype, And look at this. Look at what happened. So if there was a team that was going to gain a fearful reputation, it was going to be Germany. Like if Germany would have came out, beat Mexico, like dominated them, right now Germany's in the semifinal, right? Like I do believe that, but they lost that. Okay, they lost that, whatever you want to call it, that mental edge. Right. Let's see here. Yeah, she almost got a career-ending injury last World Cup against Colombia. Yeah, Neymar hasn't lived up to the reputation. Spain had a good run in 2008, 2012 since Ibrahim. Yeah, Spain was up there too, yeah. But what I'm trying to say is, though, is the World Cup champions have come and gone, right? World Cup powerhouses have always been World Cup powerhouses. Like every World Cup, everybody knows Argentina's in the mix. Germany's in the mix. When Italy is there anyway, they're in the mix. Spain in recent times, now they're in the mix. France is in the mix. Brazil's in the mix. But Brazil, there was always something unique about Brazil, and it's gone. All right, it's gone. They don't have it anymore. That, like, first of all, this 2018 team, right? Look, I'll give them credit for being very good defensively, and I hope Brazil continues to be that good defensively. But there's one thing that was lacking, and I think I know when people were saying, "Oh, this Brazilian team, there's just something not right about them," right? This Brazilian team, there's just not. I just know they're not going to win the World Cup. People were saying, right, and I get it. A lot of it is that swagger, man. Like, I don't like using that word. I really don't, because people don't really understand what swagger is, right? But that was not there with this Brazilian team. It just wasn't, right? Their identity was just halfway there, you know. And you could be good defensively, you could be good statistically and all that, but in this game, it just takes one goal to turn all that around, right? As soon as that own goal happened, because all teams make mistakes, Brazil was put in a position where, okay, we've got to score now, so we've got to open ourselves up more now. And what happened? Belgium ended up scoring again. They were down 2-0, and it's just a different dynamic. Now, to their credit, they didn't quit this time, right? As far as you go, they quit, right? Once Germany scored the first 2-3 goals, they quit, and it was very evident. In this sport, you can't hide the fact that you quit. You just can't, right? There was still some Brazilian players trying to play there, but half of the team easily quit. That's the truth. Spain is to find a new playing style, says Jamie Chavez. I don't know, man. I mean, look, you can't escape who you are, right? That playing style, I'm not saying they shouldn't make modifications. I'm not saying they shouldn't adjust to the adjustments that other teams have made to that playing style. You always have to kind of evolve your game, but you don't have to escape your identity. That's how Spain plays, and I'm pretty sure that's how. You know, I personally can't picture Spain playing a different way. Okay, that's their identity, right? That's what they do. You know, I just think that they need to attack more. You know, it doesn't mean you abandon what you do. Like, their tremendous passing game shouldn't be abandoned. It should just maybe be reduced a little bit. Okay, they need some modifications and not some changes. And there's a difference. There's a difference between modification and changes. And I know a lot of people will accuse me of just playing semantics, but you know, I'm just saying, right? Crazy to think Brazil made 3 straight finals, 94, 98, 02, and now they can't even reach the semifinals. Well, it's rough. Well, they did make the semifinals last time. That's where they got destroyed by Germany. Look, we have to analyze the following, okay? One, in 2018, I strongly feel that more countries are getting better at the sport, okay? No doubt about that. Now, we could sit here, we could debate whether Brazil now is, you know, because right now, this Brazilian team is nowhere near as good. And we don't have to go that far in that back. They're nowhere near as good as the 2002 team. Nowhere near, right? It's not even close. So Brazil is still good, but they're not getting better. And all these other countries are getting better. You know? So we have to take it for what it is here. But, you know, it's every 4 years, in fairness, right? A lot can happen in 4 years. If the World Cup happens to fall in place when it just isn't your year, I mean, it's hard to kind of process all that, right? I mean, it really is. It's hard to build a quote-unquote dynasty when it's only every 4 years. A lot happens in 4 years. A lot. When by your mid-30s, you're already ancient in soccer, right? So there's like a 15-year window where a very good player is available to make an impact. So in every 4 years, it's a lot of things change, a lot of things happen. If the World Cup hits when you're 29, then you could come back when you're 33. But if it hits when you're 31, then you really come back when you're 36. I mean, it's hard to say. So it's just a weird dynamic, this World Cup. Okay, it's only every 4 years, and it should remain that way. I'm not advocating for them changing that, but I'm just saying it's hard to remain consistent. The fact that every 4 years Brazil makes it to at least the quarterfinals, I mean, let's be honest, no other team can say that, right? So as much as people are ragging on Brazil, I can't believe it. That just tells you how great they are. When the team gets eliminated in the quarterfinals, that people are calling it a failure, right? And that means you just have higher expectations than everybody else, right? Let me tell you something Brazil hasn't done. Okay, they haven't failed to get out of the group, right? Where countries like France, Germany, Spain, Italy failed to make the World Cup. Okay, they failed to get out of the group sometimes. So Brazil has just been the most consistent out of all the teams, right? Out of all the teams, they haven't lived up to expectations, but they're still. When you look at the last few World Cups, they've been the most consistent. That's just true. Do you prefer the Mexican players playing in the Liga Mexico or being a European team and barely getting any playing time? Says Jamie Chavez. No, man. It depends, right? Like, to me, take Chicharito. Chicharito was coming off the bench, right? But he was getting solid time. He wasn't being given just stoppage time. He was given solid time at times, right? And that gave him an opportunity to score some really good goals, especially inside the box. Right? Okay, for Manchester United when he was playing there. But when you add that time up, that was very valuable time, right? So, and to me, that made him better as a player. Okay, so it depends. To me, it honestly depends. But what I don't want is you cannot have all the Mexican players playing in the Liga Mexicana. You just can't, because you're going to become complacent, and you could only adjust to the speeds and the quality of game that you're playing. So you need players playing in Europe. You need players, playing a faster game, reading the game faster. You need that. You need players in the best leagues, right? That's just the truth. It's kind of like asking me, let's say there's a really good basketball player that lives in Italy, right? And then you ask me, hey man, would you rather this Italian player play here in the Italian basketball league as a starter and be the star? Or would you rather him go play for the San Antonio Spurs? He'll start some games. He won't be the star, and he'll come off the bench at times. He'll get about 20 minutes of playing time a game, if that. What'd you rather him do? Well, you want him to play in the NBA. I mean, to me, it's common sense. Because even though it's limited time, it's still better quality time. It's not about the amount of time you play, it's about the quality of play that you play. If you're a baseball player, right? And you're playing in, I don't know, the Dominican Republic. Okay? Would you rather go play, you know, or let's say you're a pitcher from the Dominican Republic. Would you rather go play for the Yankees, you know, and start 20 games, or would you rather stay in your home country and start 50? Double the amount of games. Well, what's batters would you rather face? The ones in the best league in the world, or like you know what I mean? Like, you have to think about that. So, yes, I want Mexican players have to be playing in the Euros. They have to. It has to happen. They're not going to get better if they don't do that. And earn their spots and become starters. That's what they have to do. Point blank, period. It doesn't mean there's no place for La Liga Mexicana. Of course there is. Right? Of course there is. But you do need, to me anyway, and it's not even like the striker positions. A lot of people concentrate on this, but the midfielders, you know, the halfbacks, that's what they need in the Euros. You know, get used to that level of play, because a striker, you know, to me, while that's important, defense is the most important part of this game. It's the most important aspect, right? The harder it is to, you know, get scored on, right? It's just better than anything, right? It's just the truth. Greece won a Euro championship with good defense. If they had a crappy defense and they had the best striker in the world, they wouldn't have won, right? It's just the truth. But that's all I got to say. Nothing else needs to be said. I'm not gonna be home for the Croatia Russia, but let me tell you, man, I don't know. Croatia has to eliminate Russia, man. They got to eliminate them. Like I'm done watching Russia in this World Cup. I'm done. Right? Russia should not be in the quarterfinals. Right? They just shouldn't. Okay. That's not a quality team. It's got to call it for what it is. Right? I'm gonna keep a very close eye, man, and I hope the ref knows that people are going to be watching them like hawks. I'm not saying, by the way, call everything in favor of Croatia. No. Just call it down the middle. Just call the game right. Call it down the middle. And look, in the end, if the ref calls it down the middle and Russia wins, then I got to give them props. But I just don't see it happening. Right? Now, there's some questionable calls going on. Hell yes, I'm going to say something. I'm praying to God that FIFA hasn't fucking sold out here. I'm praying to God. Okay? But there's no way you can tell me that a team that made it to the, you know, that was the lowest ranked team before this World Cup started. They're only in this World Cup because they're the host. But you can't tell me, you just can't, that they're a semifinal team. They're not even a quarterfinal team. And you have to scratch your head a little bit on that group they got. You have to. Yeah, they had Uruguay, who destroyed them, by the way. Yeah, but Saudi Arabia and Egypt, I mean, what a coincidence, right? You know what I mean? That's crazy to me. That is absolutely insane. That's, you know, I'm not one to get into conspiracy theories. I hope people know that, but that is strange. Okay? You know? So there's nothing really suspicious about the Spain game. I honestly believe Spain just had a horrible game, right? Spain dominated that game. 9 out of 10 times they win that game. You know, but I just want reality to come back, right? And Russia has to get eliminated. Say goodbye to Russia. And now it's making me wonder, man, about 2022. Like Qatar, unless something drastically changes, is not a quality team, right? They just aren't. So, with that said, teams can find themselves in the quarterfinal with the right magic, but I don't believe in magic, so this is it for Russia, right? Let me tell you, man, the stars have to align for this to go Russia's way. It just has to. One, Croatia has to make crucial mistakes. They have to have a horrible game. Russia's going to have the best game in their life, okay? And I still favor Croatia, right? Even then. So that's it. That's it for Russia. The story ends here. Good for you. Be proud you made it to the quarterfinal. But I'm done with watching Russia in this World Cup. Right? They have overstayed their welcome. Right? So it is on. Croatia has to do what Spain should have done. Go in there. Dominate the possession. Pass the ball. Okay. Limit the opportunities, yes, that Russia has, but also attack. Attack that box consistently. Not relentlessly, consistently. Make the Russians uncomfortable. Get their, heart rates up when you're constantly getting in that box. Accelerate that the heartbeat of that goalkeeper. That's their weakness right there. That's what Uruguay did, and that's really all they have to do. Attack consistently. Make them uncomfortable. I want to see Croatia, shoot darts from long distance. All right? Spread out. Spread those Russians out. All right? And just dazzle them. Shoot from inside the box, from outside the box. Be dangerous from everywhere. Spread them out. Put dangerous positions in the box. It's increase the chances of a penalty there. Increase the chances. Get as many, corner kicks as possible. Get as many free kicks from outside the box as possible. A possible penalty kick. If you consistently attack Russia, they're going to fall apart. If you play keep away with them, all right, in the midfield, like Spain did, they're going to give them a lot of time to get their composure and relax and clog up the box. So it has to be a consistent attack. That's what I want to see from Croatia. Croatia is far too much of a quality team to lose to Russia. If Croatia loses this game, then that country is gonna be wondering what the hell happened for years to come. Like, man, remember when we should have made it to the semifinal, but we lost to Russia, right? You don't want to be that team. You just don't. We should be getting ready to watch Croatia versus Spain. That's what we should be getting ready for, but no, right? This is what we have. The team that destroyed Argentina won their group handily, right? It's not going to lose to Russia. Like I'm just telling you, all right? Belgium versus Croatia in the final. Jesus. Belgium versus England might happen. So two teams from the same group meeting in the final. All right? That is insane. By the way, I think England loses with either Belgium or France. I think beats England I think Croatia has a really good chance of beating England. It could be interesting, but we'll see. Right? But England played good, though. All right, England got a gift in the last match with an American referee and the best player gone, and the other side of James Rodriguez. Well, James Rodriguez being out is not England's fault, okay? Also, any country that depends on one player, can you really say are a World Cup nation, right? A World Cup champion? I don't know. I mean, some players are that good, you know, but it's – I still think they played a good game. Belgium, Croatia, England, Belgium would be competitive, I think, since age 10. It's interesting, but I don't know, man. England looked good, though. England looked really, really good. England impressed me with Sweden, right? So England's in a semifinal. What's going on here? Like Germany's choking in the group stage, and England's in the semifinal. Russia's in the quarterfinals. Brazil's been eliminated. What's going on in this World Cup, right? Argentina was playing like trash. Like, what? Are times just changing? You know, it's funny because the Uruguay's good, right? Don't get me wrong, but like they're a very good, solid team. They're a powerhouse, but if you go back in history, right, when you go back, look at the almanacs, you know, you go back and you see Uruguay at one point was a dominant force of the World Cup, right? Uruguay was a dominant force at one point. A lot of people don't even know they have 2 World Cup titles. They were the first World Cup champions ever, right? They had gotten a gold medal before that. You know, that's why they created the World Cup, right? But you know how we look back and say, man, Uruguay used to be the bomb at this sport. But then the sport evolved. Teams got better all over the world. And Uruguay was left in the dust for a while, right? Well, nobody even talked about Uruguay for a while. It wasn't until like the early, like mid-2000s where Uruguay kind of made a comeback, right? But it does make me wonder, man, as I grow older, are we going to look at Brazil that way? You know, like, oh, man, one time in history, man, Brazil used to be good. You know what I mean? Like, it's what we are. That might just be the case, right? And Brazil needs to regroup. They need to get the shit together and create a new identity, right? There's no reason the manager of that team should be allowing the star player to be flopping like that. Okay. So that's that. So AJ10, I just saw you in the chat here. I was talking earlier about Brazil's presence being gone. All right. And I know I had a better word for that earlier. Their mystique, there we go, is gone. Nobody, I'm not saying teams don't respect Brazil, but a lot of teams respect each other. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody at the World Cup respects each other. That they know they're playing with world-class players. But there was a time where most teams, aside from like teams like France, Italy, Argentina, Germany, aside from teams like that, you know, 90% of the teams would just look at the yellow jersey and just be intimidated. You know, teams were just in awe about what Brazil would do with the ball, and they call them the magicians of the ball, and they're so great at controlling the ball. They're the best players in the world, and it was just like a fact that they had the best player in the world. People just accepted that, right? Like every year they were the favorite. Like it's just even this year, right? A lot of people were calling them the favorite. Just by default, people just do that. But that mystique is gone. It's over. It's no longer there. It's been gone for quite a minute. I don't know if I'll make it here tonight, guys. I don't know if I'll make it tonight to talk about the other game, but this is a big if Russia wins, expect the video tonight, right? Or later today, I should say. If Croatia wins, it's just business as usual to me. So I don't see a reason to come on here and do a video, right? But we'll see. I'm not planning to, because I do believe Croatia's going to win pretty decisively, and that's what I'm expecting, right? If that happens, business as usual, we'll move on. If Russia wins, I got to come on here and do a video, because I'm either going to be A, very shocked, or B, very angry. So I'm going to keep a good eye on these officials, right? You know, I just can't. I could accept, you know, Russia being in the quarterfinals, because I saw the game with Spain. I know that Spain dominated. I know that Spain was clearly the better team, but they just couldn't get that extra goal in, right? And penalty kicks, anything could happen, right? So I could accept that. I cannot accept Russia in the semis. I just can't, right? AJ10 says he wanted Brazil in the semis at least. One South American team. South America took a big L here, okay? Brazil on paper was still one of the best teams to me. They are clearly missing a world-class striker. There's definitely something missing there with Brazil. And I agree with that. I think they're missing that dynamic striker. They've been needing a replacement for Ronaldo for a while, right? It's been a while now, but it's going to happen at some point. Brazil's always going to be one of the top teams, I believe, but we'll see. You love the sport too much, but you know, it's when South America can make it, can have one team in the semis or the finals. That makes the Copa America lose prestige, right? Because subconsciously people are going to think about that. Like when the Copa America comes around, like these teams, none of these teams could even make it to the, you know, to the semifinals in the World Cup. Okay? This is a B-level freaking league or tournament, right? So the Copa America, man, I'm still going to look forward to it. It's going to be fun, and it's a lot of quality teams, but it loses prestige. It loses prestige when something like this happens. And whether people want to face it or not, or admit it or not, it's a healthy rivalry. It's nothing crazy, but there's a rivalry between Europe and South America. It's just there, right? Let's not act like that's not a rivalry. It's overall, right? So that's what it is. So what are people going to take more serious? The Euro, the European Championship, or the Copa America? What are they going to take more serious? The answer is obvious. It's obvious, right? I mean, I'm not even going to bring up the Gold Cup. No, nobody takes that serious outside of CONCACAF. Right? But like, I look forward to the Gold Cup personally, right? But I can understand why the rest of the world doesn't give a shit. You know, I can see that. I understand that. You know, I know why the rest of the world's like, oh, I don't give a fuck about that, right? But, you know, it's my region. I care about it, you know. But the two major tournaments outside of the World Cup, of course, and outside of the Confederates Cup is Copa America and the European Championships, the Euros. Which one's more prestigious now? Well, by default, South America hasn't won the World Cup since 2002. Since 2002. Historically, they have a lot of wins. Brazil has 5, Argentina has 2, Uruguay has 2, right? You know, but at the end of the day, right now, you know, when we go Italy, right? They played France, so in the final it was all Euro. Spain, you know. Well, who did Spain beat again in the final? I forgot. Okay, I believe it was another European team, right? And then, of course, you have Germany. So the last 2 World Cups here have been devastating for South America. So South America's taking L's here. L's left and right. I mean, now they didn't even make it to the semis. At least last World Cup, at least, you know, they made it to the semis, 2 of them, and then one of them. But it wasn't South America, and the Germans won it. Europe could say, we want a championship on your soil. All right, and that's that. And right now, it's just between them. Let's be honest. Right now, it's just South America and Europe is the only real rivalry as far as in that macro scale, right? If we're honest, but because nobody's like, oh, what about CONCACAF? Like, nobody's taking that serious, right? Nobody's taking that serious. Okay, so I just throwing that out there, right? Oh, I never looked into this Brazilian player, this Brazilian goalie. I never looked into it, but that name doesn't sound Brazilian, but I'll believe that he's Brazilian, right? All right, 10, I agree. The World Cup has more balance of great players. Brazil needs another World Cup in Mexico or in the U.S. to win. AJ, they performed well there. Brazil did well in East Asia. AJ 10, Spain beat the Netherlands in the final. It was the Netherlands? And the Netherlands, man. I forgot about that. Wow. Man, I feel so bad for everybody's like, oh, Brazil can't can the Netherlands just have one? Can they just have one championship? I always feel bad for the Netherlands, man. I really do. They've had a lot of heartbreakers, man. It's great players too, like Robin. I mean, it's just that nation is so good at the sport, and it's coming back to me. But yeah, wow. Argentina did very badly in 2002 World Cup, lost to England, eliminated by Sweden, failed to make it out of the group stages. Age of 10. The last great Argentinian and Brazilian teams were in 2006. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Age of 10. Since then, they have been reliant on individual players rather than a great team. Argentina is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. No, I'm not going to go around accusing Brazil of anything, by the way, when a lot of these European teams really do outsource. But it is what it is. Now, some may argue, and this argument has been presented to me, well, the rivalry is unfair because it's only 5, South American teams, and then, if that, and then Europe has 11 or 12 spots, so it's more teams, right? Well, it's a rivalry nonetheless. Okay, it's just the way it is. Right? Yes, overall, Europe has more teams, but it's like everybody knows it's the powerhouses that matter, right? It's and nobody's expecting Poland to go all the way, it's it's the certain European teams that make it, but nobody's expecting them to do anything, right? So it's still an equal rivalry in my opinion in terms of numbers. The Netherlands are the bridesmaids of the World Cup. Oh, man. 2010 Argentina did very good until they faced Germany. Yeah. Yeah. They destroyed Mexico in that that Mexican team was not really good in 2010. They were better in 2006, which Argentina also beat. I prefer Ederson over Alisson Becker. I don't know what Brazil has to do, but sometimes it's just destiny, man. For all we know, there may be some 14-year-old, Brazilian kid right now that we don't know about yet. That's going to just do wonders in 2026, right? We just don't know. But then again, it's sometimes it's chance, man. There might be a 10-year-old Polish kid right now in Poland, right, that we don't know about yet, and we're gonna know all about him, you know, in 8 years. You know, you never know. Well, I don't know about 8 years. He'll be 18. Yeah, that's a problem, right? Maybe. Edison is a different style. Well, anyway, I've been ending this thing for a while now, and I do gotta go. I gotta go. The game's. I gotta roll. I'm not gonna watch the game at the house. So, but that's it. I hope you guys enjoy watching Croatia. Right, I went on record saying Croatia's gonna destroy Russia. Right, destroy them. That's it. Right. Croatia has one job. You got one job, Croatia. One. But that's it. This is DStyle. Brazil needed Diego Costa. I'm not too. I don't really watch Diego Costa play that much, to be honest with you. It chose Spain over Brazil. Interesting. All right. Brazilian. All right. All right. Well, that's it. This is DStyle. I gotta roll. This is DStyle. I'm out.